ladies and gentlemen, as Buff Bagwell and Big Papa Pump make their way out. We also found out from our good friend Jimmy Barron, who's one of the announcers on our Nitro Backstage Blast, the first Monday of every month, that he talked to the championship committee. And they've also added now a handicap match where the Cat and Sonny Ono together will face Jerry Flynn at Uncensored. So we've had a lot of matches added to the big card tonight. It's going to be spectacular on the 14th of March.
The committee's working overtime, but so is Ric Flair. You know what I loved about what Flair said? This isn't a challenge to Hollywood Hogan. I'm telling him, as president of WCW, that they are going to have that steel cage match in 13 days.
Gentlemen, just listen to me right now. Forget Papa Pump and everything else. Did you notice when Ric Flair was in the ring? And if you guys don't understand what I'm saying, ask him to roll the tape back and give me later. His eyes were watered. He's still thinking about his son, what happened. I've never seen Ric Flair in this kind of a mood in my life. He's the last man I managed. I've known him since he started in this sport, and I've never seen him like this.
Well, you know what? I don't want to disagree with you, but I don't think he was thinking about his son. I think he's gotten over that. I think he's thinking about Hogan. I think he feels that Hogan is the root of this whole evil.
You're right, Tony. That's what I meant. Hogan is responsible for everything that happened. But he showed sorrow in his eyes. He was hurt. You could just see it. And when he's hurt, he's dangerous.
And he will be dangerous in 13 days. When we come back, Goldberg comes out with Rick Steiner. We'll get it on in our main event live from Chapel Hill. We welcome you back, fans, to Monday Nitro.
Wow.
Where tonight, we've laid down the law. Ric Flair's laid down the law. WCW's laid down the law that if you want wrestling action, there is only one place to go. That's Monday Nitro. Because the greatest athletes, the greatest wrestlers, the greatest stars in the world are here, and we keep on bringing them out. Back he comes from not one, but a couple of shoulder injuries. And it's because that Rick Steiner is pound for pound one of the toughest athletes the sport's ever seen.
Brother versus brother. Haven't seen that since Let Me Tender with Elvis. It's not going to be anything like that.
And don't forget that Buff Bagwell blames the dog-faced gremlin Rick Steiner for the injury that put him on the shelf for months.
Months, almost a year, over a year, huh?
Well, and Buff is right on that accord because it was in Columbia, South Carolina, on our sister program Thunder, where it happened. So, yes, he's responsible, but you got to get over it. You got to get on with your life. Because in your life, in about 15 seconds, maybe 30, is going to be Goldberg. They're standing, they're chanting, because here is
the man!
Thank you.
Don't mention it. They've been chanting it all day. When tonight I pull up outside, they're outside the building chanting. You can make fun of this man, you can spoof him, there's only one guy, and that's Goldberg.
Oh, you can do all that. The fact is, you can't beat him.
No.
Let me repeat that. You cannot beat this man.
Tony, you talked about the supreme athleticism that World Championship Wrestling brings to the table. Ladies and gentlemen, this is example 1A.
And the man played pro ball. He's done it all. He's got the credentials. He was the world's champion, 180-some wins. I still don't think he lost. The franchise right here.
But it goes with Goldberg a little bit beyond athletic ability. It's that certain way that he handles himself, the certain things that he does that makes him an edge better. I don't know if it's a touch of craziness, wildness.
Yeah, that's it.
I mean, think about a guy who will headbutt himself into oblivion just to shake it off to come into the ring. Impervious to pain. We've used so many words, so many adjectives, so many accolades. You know it. And the wrestlers feel it.
And this is a unique situation for Goldberg because he hasn't really been involved in that many tag team matchups, primarily a singles competitor so far.
You're right, Mike, and just listen to this. Everybody be quiet for a second. They were chanting Goldberg.
And now, the dog-faced gremlins chanting Buff. And Buff Bagwell comes right back after that great lariat with a good move of his own. drop kick, and boy, oh boy, that was a great one.
Gentlemen, think how good he looks after what he went through. This man was on the hospital table. He went under the knife. He almost bought it. He almost was paralyzed. And now he's back in the ring.
Back up, ducking low. Again, another big-time move, and kicked away.
Great teamwork on the part of the dog-faced gremlin and Goldberg. Look at Bagwell run.
Mike, I've never seen Goldberg in a tag match. Have you guys?
I think he's had a couple, but very few.
Yeah, nothing I can remember. Or if he wasn't one, he was the only one that stood out.
Yeah, but if you're a great athlete, you can certainly adapt, especially when your partner is many times a world tag team champ. Sure, it takes that cohesiveness, that fluid moment to be able to spark as a tag team. But I've always said to be a good tag team wrestler, you first got to be a great singles wrestler. And there's none better in the world than Goldberg.
And then you look across the ring and you see the team of Big Papa Pump Scott Steiner and Buff Bagwell, and think of all the world tag team titles that both of these men have held.
But I watched Goldberg circle the ring just now. He kept his eye on Big Papa Pump. He threw a kick like the Bagwell just to let him know he was there. He's aware where he's at in that ring. He's for real.
Sure, it's all part of the aura of Goldberg. Intimidation.
Whoa!
Runs right over. Can you imagine that?
And stays over him and rubs it in.
Runs right over Big Papa Pump, who picks him up and T-bones him down. Oh, great move. I believe that time Big Papa Pump lured him in to a false sense of security with that shoulder block.
I think what it does is it shows all of us that Big Papa Pump is really a bad player. I mean, he's one tough guy. He's not backing up from Goldberg. He's going right at him.
And that posing may be a mistake.
Yeah, he came right back at him, didn't he? To the gun, make it two. Goldberg up! He's got him up!
When's the last time you saw Big Papa Pump?
Look at that!
Up there!
He's pressing him!
5, 6, 7, get a workout!
Oh, that's what it's all about!
The man!
That's what WCW is about!
1, 2! And Buff made the save to save the match, but got nailed as a result. And a tag, and Rick Steiner gets his brother. And he's wasting no time. To the ropes. Got hooked that time and in. Turned over the top, belly to belly.
Brother versus brother.
And great teamwork by Buff and Big Papa Pump that time.
You any brothers, Tony?
No.
None.
Uh-oh. Shoving the referee. That'll cost him
I
some
got
money.
3 brothers. I've never fought.
Look at this.
They're wimps.
Diamond Dallas Page, wherever you are recuperating, you'll remember this.
Yeah, DDP must be having flashbacks as we see Big Papa Pump Scott Steiner cut loose that top turnbuckle, exposing the steel.
The turnbuckle pad exposed, and the steel turnbuckle is out there, and it is with purpose.
They know what they're doing.
Yeah, and they've masked it now by putting the pad back over the top.
To me, that's great tag team wrestling.
Well,
you guys may not like the rules.
There it is. On the back, on that broad back, near the shoulder. A very vulnerable spot for Rick Steiner.
Yeah, very vulnerable when you think about the surgeries that he just went through on that shoulder.
Again. And once again, cloaked by Buff Bagwell.
You got a 250-pound guy hitting that turnbuckle at quite a speed. That's what hurts. And this just an iron bolt sticking out.
Now with ease, the right-handed lariat.
Gets a 2 count off the lateral press before Rick Steiner is able to roll the shoulder.
Mike, think of the Steiners sitting at home in Michigan, watching their 2 sons on the #1 television show in the world go at each other like this.
You know, I look around, but Dean, don't we see anybody sitting down?
everyone on their feet.
There's no chairs here.
Standing in all of these athletes in the moment of these four magnificent wrestlers going at it. And I mean, it's been nothing but a show of power by both teams.
And I'll tell you, Rick Steiner's going to win out. He's one tough customer. You may outsmart the guy, but you're not going to outmuscle him.
Good roll through, too. That's showing some smart, some ring savvy as he rolled through that attempt by Buff Bagwell.
Now, think of this, Tony. They grew up together. They went to school together. They ate dinner together. They slept in the same room together.
And they fought together, too, against each other many times, as brothers will. So this is nothing new. It's just that
That's why I always say you should never have a brother.
1, 2. And a kick out that time by Rick Steiner. Rick will tell you, and he's told me privately, that he knew that Scott was always like this, that it was always in him. He said, even though he was my brother, and growing up I loved him, I knew that it wouldn't take much for Scott to do the things that he's now done.
Well, did you have a relative in your family, either you guys, that was really off the wall, that somebody you didn't really accept?
Oh, of course. I think it's in every family.
But Rick Steiner, as you look at the television belt of his brother, is in trouble, and they continue now to work on the neck, the shoulders, the back, the upper body here, working on that injured, formerly injured part of the dog-faced gremlin. Now the fans starting to bark.
Gentlemen, take a look at Bagwell. He may be in the best shape I've ever seen him.
Look at this toe-to-toe exchange before Big Papa Pump takes the low road with the low blow.
Brother versus brother.
That is a cheap shot, low life, last resort. But hey, isn't that what they're all about? Buff is in. In and down goes Rick Steiner as you look at Goldberg.
He look good? Buff's the stuff, that's what he says.
That's why he and Big Papa Pump have been on that road to spring breakout. Here's a pickup. Look at this muscle work. And the fans starting to chant Goldberg's name.
That's his brother.
1, 2.
Shoulders up.
No, Brain, that's his opponent right now.
Yeah, you're right, Tony. He's no longer his brother. No, you're right.
Now just trying to submission hold here. Go back to the days at Michigan. And these two were great amateur stars, and certainly things have changed a great deal. But look how far Rick has to go to get the tag to Goldberg. Not only a good move here, but good ring positioning by Big Papa Pump.
Did you ever fight anybody in your family, Tony?
No, I never did.
Mike?
Not a fist fight, no.
What are you getting at?
But I mean, you always got along with everybody in your family. This is hard to believe.
Here's a pickup.
I'm sorry I fired most of my family.
Up on the top, and now hitting the ups, springing off, and then the knees of Rick Steiner. Found the gut above Bagwell, but can he make this tag?
One of them's got to make the tag.
But can Rick do it? He's not too far away.
Do it.
Yes.
He did it.
Here he comes. He's loose. He's uncaged, and he's hitting, kicking, anything that moves.
The man. Goldberg.
Buff goes in.
Buff goes down.
And he gets rocked. Steiner. Foot to the face.
Phenomenal athlete, this Goldberg. Oh.
Sending Buff into the corner. Buff gets away from Goldberg. That says a lot in itself, just to get away from this man. And now as Rick Steiner's been shelved, a double team on the other end. But the dog-faced gremlin's not done yet. He's up. A leap and a double. Lariat.
That's teamwork. That's being prepared.
Oh, what sensational moves we've seen. And as we talked about teamwork, Buff goes in. Here he comes, here he comes, here he comes.
He just scared the stuff out of Buff.
The beginning of the end The stuff on Buff is all over the mat. Like Tenay says, up he goes, he's locked in.
Steiner, that's Scott Steiner. Stop the jackhammer. Buff, caught by Rick Steiner. 1, 2, pending.
Buff's the stuff all right for the 1, 2, 3.
What a match, and what a win.
What a Nitro.
What a tag team! Goldberg and Rick Steiner!
On the loose, baby.